Hello everyone. So welcome to the channel of RD Automation Learning. So today we are going to see the answer of the question that has been coming up in the live sessions, and many people are also asking in the comment section via emails that why this recession and why this layoffs has come up and when it is going to end, right? When are we going to overcome this kind of situation? Now in the IT industry, the trend which is going on, like there are mass layoffs are happening. Recently Amazon did, before that Google, Alphabet, everyone has been doing it. So when are we going to come out of this situation, right? It is not a good situation for the people who are doing IT jobs, right? Everyone is also worried. Everyone is also having fear that tomorrow I might receive an email in which the words would be written that you are no more a part of our company organization and it's time to pack your bags, right? So this is a fear in the mind of many of the IT employees, and it's there almost in IT sector, whether you are working in an MNC company or whether you are working in a startup, or recently you have joined, or you might be having certain years of experience and that's how you are pursuing your career, right? So that's what we are going to see. And when are we going to end this situation? Like, we are not going to end, it would be so when this positive things will start coming up, positive news will start coming up in the IT industry. That's what the intention behind making this video is, right? Now if you are watching this video for the first time, so please like, share and subscribe our channel. Also, I would like to tell you that we are taking free of cost mock interviews for the people who want to make their career in software testing, whether it is manual testing, API testing, or test automation. So it's the mock interviews are free of cost. We are not charging anything. Just share your CV at our email address, that is rdautomationlearning@gmail.com. And we will schedule your interviews during the weekend time, right? So this was about the channel. Now let's come to this topic about the recession, the layoffs, and when is it going to get ended? When the IT industry will be out of this recession, right? Now, first of all, let's understand why these layoffs are happening, right? So generally, how the IT industry is working is in most of the companies, when they have a good budget, right? When most of the projects are about to start, so they receive some budget and they do a mass hiring, right? Now, in the case of mass hiring, people from various experience get hired, even freshers get hired, they get trained. Even there are people with the more number of years of experience, they are also getting hired, right? Now understand the salary of a fresher and understand the salary of an experienced candidate. Definitely there will be a vast difference, okay? And now consider it from the cost point of view from the company. For example, I'm just taking an example that for a fresher, the company would be generating X income and they will be paying it to him or her, to the fresher, X. Now in case of experience, it will be X plus 3, X plus 4, X plus 5, right? So there is a vast difference between the two packages also. But this is a mass hiring going on, so everyone will get hired. Now let's say the project does not comes, or the company has some losses and now they have to go for cost cutting. So what they will do, they will start layoffs, right? Now many of the people are asking, will I get laid off? Even today we had a live session, today Sunday we had a live session, and again in that many people were asking, will I get laid off? So I'm not pinpointing anyone that they'll get laid off, but it's a kind of a fear, it's a kind of a mindset that has become it, that kind of thought is coming up in our minds, right? So what kind of people do get laid off first? See, understand that first. If you're going to the company and you go over there at, let's say, 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m., for example, and you stay over there till 6 p.m., but you don't do any work, you don't do any productive output, you don't give anything to the company, right? The same routine work which is being done in that only you are doing, so you will definitely get laid off. For example, let's consider a situation where uh, earlier times when people just used to do manual testing, when the scope of software testing was just to do manual testing, right? It's not about today, it's about past. Then after manual testing, uh, people started doing performance testing, database testing, security testing, API testing, right? So if Today also you are just doing manual testing, right? I'm not telling manual testing is not necessary. Manual testing will be remaining today. It will be remaining tomorrow. The demand of manual testing will be there in the future as well, right? But there is a there is a peak of everything, right? Everything which goes to the peak, after that there are phases that you need to develop. There are skills that you need to upgrade, right? For example, if you are doing manual testing 10 to 15 years back, it's good. But now you imagine yourself after 10 years also, if you just know manual testing, is not isn't that thing a threat to your career itself, right? Think from the company point of view, think from the client point of view, think from the product point of view. If you just release a product with just manual testing, right? Do you think would it be sufficient from the quality perspective, right? No, definitely not. There are certain types of testing that have evolved around the time, which needs to be done, which needs to be certified in order to make sure that your quality is not compromised, right? So coming to that category of people who are going at 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and they are just passing their time, right? Those people will get laid off. Now let's come to the development side. If earlier they were doing jQuery developers, right? Now who is doing jQuery? But that doesn't mean that people who are having jQuery will not get job. They will have to upgrade themselves, right? Maybe they can do Angular JS development. Maybe they can do Java. They can learn Java and they can do Java development, right? That's how people will have to upgrade yourself. See, the IT industry is having a lot of, they will have in the industry, a lot of changes will come during the time to time period. It depends on the demand of any skill set, depends on the demand of any technology. For example, who knew 15 to 10 to 15 years back that there will be DevOps kind of a thing which will be coming up, right? Who knew Jenkins will be coming up and emerging as a CI/CD tool, popular CI/CD tool, right? If you see it in 2011, 2012, people used to use Bugzilla. Redmine tools were coming for logging a defect. Today we are using Jira, right? So the people who adapt to this kind of change, right, are the ones who survive during this period, right? Those, so that's again the theory, survival of the fittest. How you will be, uh, how you will be able to survive when you will be fit into the industry, right? How you will have to be fit when you will have to see what all new tools and technologies that are coming up in the market. Are you updating yourself to that extent, right? So that's how the mindset should be. These days, what has happened is people are learning manual testing. They do manual testing for 1 year, 2 year. They post something on LinkedIn, okay, some kind of motivational post and something, and then they expect 10 lakhs per annum. They expect 20 lakhs per annum. That's not how the industry works, right? You will have to prove yourself. The the company should see a value inside you, right? For example, you how many of you are watching India versus Australia match going on these days, right? You are paying Disney Hotstar, you are paying the amount from your pocket because you know that is a match which is important for you, and that's why you have to do that, right? If instead of Disney plus Hotstar, if some other app is doing that thing, telecasting of India versus Australia, you will you pay to Disney Hotstar? No, you won't. And now also see one more thing. I think yesterday or day before yesterday, the Disney Hotstar app got crashed, right? Their server was having a lot of issues, right? So what kind of testing they are doing? Think from that perspective as well. How much kind of load testing, how much kind of peak testing, what kind of volume testing they would have done? Are you aware about all these terms? Are you aware about all these technologies, right? Are you aware about all these testing types, how it is done, which are the tools which are being involved in getting this done, right? So understand this kind of concept rather than just getting into the negative mindset, will I get laid off? Ask these kind of questions. If you are not upgrading yourself to what you were there when you were getting high, when you got hired into the company. Now there can be multiple instances. For example, they were doing mass hiring, and out of luck by chance you got hired, right? They needed someone desperately, and then you got hired with some X+5 package, right? The more package, the more thing you will have to give, the more productivity you will have to be, right? So that's how the IT industry works. Now, if you see the recession period. So that had come in 2008, 2009. So at that time, unemployment peaked at 10% in 2009, right? Now let's see the December 2022 jobs report. It shows the employment market is down, right? But still, it's not that down. It's not in that red context as it was there in 2009. Yeah. So it's an invisible employment market continues to power through despite inflation, right? Despite the stocks loss and all this war and COVID thing was going on, right? Now, whether it will hit double digits again is a pure speculation, but there are steps that you can take now. And we always say, right, prevention is better than cure, right? So it's better to upgrade your skill set rather than just thinking of the risk of having a job loss later in this year, right? Now, if you are worried about job security during a recession, right? Mark my words, if you are worried about job security during a recession, now this can be a good idea to focus on building your skills and experience, right? And I'm not talking about just people who are having X plus 5 kind of a salary package, but even for freshers, even for the people who are having less experience, right? How will you work with the people who are very talented, right? Or who are having immense, vast experience, right? So you will have to cope up with the speed, you will have to cope up with the velocity of the work that they are doing. So you will have to also upgrade yourself. You will have to sharpen your knife, right? That's how it happens. It happens, right? Now, as per our forecast, the layoffs and firing have already reached their peak, right? It will continue to, maybe it will continue for more 15 days or 1 month, right? But I think after July, right, that is the third quarter of 2022, maybe we can see some decrease in this kind of layoffs, right? So after an increase in the job market, increase in the job hirings, right? Now hiring has freeze. So in many companies, if you go to their careers page, they'll write that we are not hiring any new people as of now, right? So that means the recession will be there till May, June, but from July onwards, you can see some positive news coming up. You can see some mass hirings coming up, right? Now, still it's not like zero hiring is going on. We are still currently having some jobs for experienced people, for people having modest experience, right? So those kind of job openings are there. So those job openings are also posted every day on our channel, right? So all businesses will be starting maybe employing again by after July of this year, and slowly by end of this year and in next year, February 2024, this will be partially restored, right? So this is what is the thought process that I can understand, that we believe, right? If the mass hiring begins before in July, then it's a good news for everyone. But mostly after July, August, you can see good number of hirings again picking up. And generally, if you see this trend also, so whenever recession comes, whenever the downfall occurs, it is always followed by a sharp rise into the growth, into the employment, into the salary structure, right? So as of now, the time is down, time is off, right? But yes, definitely there is a bright green color kind of a texture that you can see painted in the future, right? So whenever recession is coming, it is always followed up with a good amount of growth opportunities, right? So this was the update that I had to give based on recession, based on layoffs, right? I'm not pointing anyone. I'm not uh, telling anyone that or criticizing anyone, but being a well-wisher, being a mentor, you know, uh, I want each and every one of you who are watching this video or who have subscribed to our channel or who have not subscribed to our channel also to grow with leaps and bounds in your career, right? So this is just an advice. Consider this advice from your well-wisher, right? If you work on your skill set, the layoffs kind of emails are not going to come to you, right? Now, along with the skill set, what other thing is required is the domain knowledge. For example, if you're working in an e-commerce industry, right? So domain knowledge is also very important, right? What kind of functionality, what kind of features should be there? So you should actually work as a tester. You should collaborate with the project managers, business analysts, and you should be good to pitch in your idea. Okay, you consider, for example, you tell them, okay, if we add this kind of XYZ enhancement, it would add a value into your product, right? It would add a value into this particular application. If you keep this behavior from end user point of view, this will help you. So this kind of statements, this kind of um, the the value addition statements should come from you, right? Being a software tester, whether it's a manual tester or automation tester, this is what you have to tell, right? So product knowledge, domain knowledge, business knowledge, these three things are very important. This is what I have understood from the people uh, who are my colleagues or who are my friends and who have been working in good companies like Amazon, Google. I have contacts over there. So other people got laid off, but those people did not got laid off. So this is what the experience I got from them. This is what the value that they had. They had business knowledge, they had product knowledge, they had domain knowledge. That's why company did not laid off them, right? So this is just a kind of an experience that I'm sharing with you all, right? So please go through this kind of thing in and identify if you are following the same thing in your day-to-day job, right? So that's how you can upgrade yourself, right? So thank you so much for watching this video, and please hit the like button, right? And stay tuned for more updates.